welcome to the galley. In the galley today, this beautiful science experiment looking thing here, homemade Worcestershire sauce. This has been fermenting for 6 months. Today's the unveiling, and although I did sneak in and get a little bit because I was out, but the smell, the taste, it will blow you away. So I'm going to strain this, and I'm going to strain this through some cheesecloth, and I might actually strain it twice. We're going to see how it looks. So look at all that beautiful stuff in there, and it doesn't look really pretty, but the taste is amazing. Now, Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce, actually his beginnings go back to like 1835 when Lord Sandys went on a trip to Asia, and he came back with the ingredients for this amazing sauce that he had. So in Worcestershire, he went to these well-known chemists, Mr. Lee and Mr. Perrins, to recreate the sauce for him. And they did, and well, it didn't taste good. So Lord Sandys said, thanks, but no thanks, and off he went. Well, they just set it in their basement in a wooden barrel and forgot about it for 2 years. And 2 years later, they went down and opened it and tasted it, and then it was amazing. So they started selling it in their chemist shop, and that's how Lee & Perrins got its start. So I definitely think it needs a taste. It's amazing. It is. It just makes me happy. I kind of thought people were going to be like, Gary, no one's going to want to make their own Worcestershire sauce. But then I had people, when I showed off my fermentation drawer, saying, we want to know how to make Worcestershire sauce. So here we are. Now, I like to make a big batch. So this is my, a lot. You could obviously do this in half, but it takes so long to ferment. So why not make a big batch, right? Now, the 3 main things that the original Lee & Perrins have is garlic, red onions, and anchovies. And the red onions and their garlic, they ferment in malt vinegar for like 10 months. And the anchovies, they cure in salt for 2 years. Isn't that crazy? And we think 6 months is a long time. Now, I'm going to use this small red onion. I am just going to take off those outer dirty peels, but at Lee & Perrins, they ferment those red onions, peel and all. So I am just going to kind of cut this up into smaller pieces here and drop it into our jar, just like that. I do have about 4 cloves of garlic, and I went ahead about 10 minutes ago and smashed them. I have a 2 to 3 inch piece of ginger, and I'm just going to peel that and just give it a rough chop. All right, so in we go with the garlic. And for the anchovies, 4 to 6. Honestly, it's okay to do a lot of anchovies. That is pretty much one of the main ingredients in Worcestershire sauce. So for me, I'm just going to let that whole 10 drain, and then once that drains, we'll add it. All right, so next I'm going to do 2 cinnamon sticks, and because this is my Ceylon cinnamon, it's not as strong as your Saigon, but if your cinnamon sticks are like the Saigon and they're stronger, then I would probably only do 1. And I'm just going to use the back of my knife here and just crunch it up a little bit, just break it up, and then in we go. So I've got my recipe here. I couldn't find it. It took me like 3 days to find it, and I was so happy when I found it. So mustard seeds, 2 tablespoons of mustard seeds, and I do the yellow. In we go. And for my turmeric, I want to do a 1/2 tablespoon of turmeric. And if you had fresh turmeric, you could put that in here like you did the ginger. And then I've got whole cardamom pods here, and you want the whole cardamom pods. I'm going to do about 4 of them. I think I got, well, maybe I got more than that. And I'm going to take my knife and smash them and break them open. in they go. I've got whole cloves, and I'm going to do 3 to 4 whole cloves. And then we're coming to our vinegars. So apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons, apple cider vinegar, 2 cups. I think I might have to get another. Yep, I'm short. I'll be right back. So 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. And an important vinegar is the malt vinegar to replicate that malt that's in the Worcestershire. Now, if you're out there buying Worcestershire sauce, read the ingredients. Some of them say color added or caramel color. If there's any kind of color added, you don't want it. And then a lot of them say natural flavors. And if it says natural flavors, again, you don't want it. I do believe that the Worcestershire that comes in the brown bag, I do believe that's all clean. It doesn't have the natural flavors. So that's what you really want to look for. So I'm going to do 1 whole cup of malt vinegar. And another interesting thing in it is raisins. Now I have these beautiful golden raisins, and this is what I like to use. And I really like these raisins because they're a nice clean raisin. The ingredients are raisins. So you don't see citrus acid, you don't see oils, it's just raisins. And I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of raisins. And like if you go over a little bit, that's okay. And in we go with our raisins, and cheated a little extra raisins there. And then maple syrup, not maple syrup, molasses. And how much molasses do I want? I want a 1/2 cup of molasses. I just had my 1/2 cup. And another thing that is definitely known, the things that are really known in the Worcestershire sauce is the onions, the garlic, the sardines, and the tamarind. Now, if you get your hands on some whole tamarind pods, I looked for some. Sometimes I can find them and sometimes I can't. Then tamarind paste works just fine. And I am going to do, have to look, a 1/4 cup of my tamarind paste. If you find the pods, I would do like 3 to 4 pods and just break them, bust them up and put them in. So next we're gonna add a little soy sauce. I like the tamari, but obviously you can use soy sauce. So then I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? Soy sauce. I'm gonna make this every day, so I have to. So I'm gonna do a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. And then I'm gonna do some allspice berries. 2 to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then those anchovies, so I'm gonna put that whole tin of anchovies in there. And now I'm gonna sit this in my fermentation drawer, cool bar place. And I will say that every so often I would go by and give it a shake. And it probably wouldn't hurt to mix it up before we put it away. So get all of those things really going in there. So cool dark place. Now I have my like everyday bottle that I keep right here close to me, and then I have this bottle that's going to kind of be my backup. Look how much Worcestershire sauce we made. Isn't that amazing? So I'm thinking that'll last me 6 months. I think it's really cool. Now I'm not putting mine in the refrigerator. Mine's gonna just, I'm gonna put this someplace, my backup, someplace cool and dark, and I'm gonna keep this one up here for daily use. And homemade Worcestershire sauce. I hope y'all don't think I'm crazy, and I hope you all make it. And if you do, please send me pictures of your mad scientist experiments, because this one turned out amazing. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for watching. Make your own Worcestershire sauce. I'll see y'all later. Bye.